Hi everyone, Teddy Baldassarre here.
And I'm Courtney, and today we're going to be going over 8 of the best Versace fragrances that we think you should check out.
So basically why I wanted to work on a video like this is I think Versace as a brand is a great place to start. When I think of like entry-level designer Italian fragrances, I think of this brand, maybe a couple others, but I think this is probably going to come first to mind. They're very good at just delivering solid value.
Safe options.
Safe options, very wearable, a good introduction to fragrances for many people. And they also have a wide range of a collection too to look at. So that's why I thought, let's do a deeper dive, take a look at some, also spray some, let you react to them. Because I don't know if you've smelled everything on the table.
I've only smelled a couple of those looking at them.
Okay.
But a couple of those are fragrances that if my guy friends ask me, hey Courtney, what should my first fragrance be? These are really great recommendations.
I agree.
Great starter fragrances.
And speaking of, perfect segue into our first one, we have Versace pour Homme. Now don't make fun of my little bottle. Now this is one I travel with quite a bit. It's a kind of a good one to have if I don't have like a sample or like a decant that I want to use. This is like just a really good fragrance to bring if you're going to a warmer environment. So this one is a kind of citrus blast. You have a lemon, a bergamot off the top, and neroli. Then it kind of comes down into a tonka and musky dry down, but still has that prominent citrus. I find the citrus is actually pretty solid for performing compared to many other brands out there when you're dealing with this lemon and bergamot.
Yeah, they typically don't last very long on your skin, but this one does a pretty good job.
Decent job.
Not long lasting, but pretty average, I would say.
One of the most versatile fragrances that you can probably go for, maybe my favorite Versace. Okay. It's right there.
That's a bold take.
It's a bold take. I think this is more usable for people all across the spectrum in terms of their application, where they're at, what their age is. I just can't see an individual this would not work on. It's safe, it's mass appealing, great casual wear. Also, I think it's summer, spring staple. I mean, it's a great.
Yeah, it doesn't really lean youthful or mature. I think it would work for anyone.
Down here, we'll give it a little spray here. Yeah, I mean, just.
Oh yeah, that's very nice.
This is pleasant, right? Mm-hmm. It's safe. No question about it.
I can't imagine anyone saying, I hate that.
That's kind of what you're going for a lot of these. Most of them.
That's very nice. I like that a lot.
Yeah, I do too.
I've smelled that one before.
Yeah.
You've worn that one a lot.
I have, yeah.
It's a good gym fragrance.
It is. Lemon bergamot, it just pops right off the top. Get a little neroli.
It's energizing, fresh. Very nice.
Very energizing. All right, so now for our next fragrance. I think it's safe to say this is the most popular Versace fragrance.
Yes.
I see this everywhere. People talk about it all the time.
It's in so many YouTube videos.
Yes, it is. I'm not crazy about it, but we're talking here about Versace Eros. This is the EDT version. There's also several different flankers, and then also the EDP version that was also released as well. But this is kind of the OG here that we're dealing with.
Yeah. Let me smell it so I can.
Yeah, sure. So really what you're dealing with this one, I get when smelling this is kind of always labeled as like the clubbing fragrance. Also, what you're kind of getting is kind of this vanilla mint type of accord with it. It's creamy off the top. Yeah. It's potent. Like this.
I like this one a lot. I know there are people that absolutely hate this fragrance. I've seen a lot of other fragrance reviewers talk about how they don't like it. I like it.
It's not for me.
It's a more youthful fragrance. It does remind me of a guy who is maybe going to the club, talking to some ladies.
Yeah, it's loud. This is a loud fragrance, no question about it. It makes a statement. I see this vibing very well in a place like a Miami, a club life, something like that. Like this is when I go around in Miami, if I ever like visit, like I just smell this
all the
as I'm
time.
walking around. Like this is everywhere.
It is a very Miami fragrance.
But it, it does the job. Like as much as if it's not for you, like looking at me, do I look like somebody that probably wear this all the time? I don't know. But it does its job.
It's pretty versatile too, I would say.
Date night, but it's more of, I think almost like a first date kind of going out to a bar type of scene. Like it just has that,
a little mystery.
And it's a good performance. It'll break through the cold weather better than most fragrances. And unlike a lot of designers, that's, I think, saying something. So I think that's why so many people gravitate towards this. It's a nice accord mixed with the vanilla and the mint that you're getting off the top. That's really what I get. It has that kind of creamy backbone to it, and it's just loud. It gets attention. And when you're talking about a fragrance that wants compliments, that's why I think this one does so well.
Yep.
So speaking of Versace Eros,
I
have a flanker here of Versace Eros, and that is Versace Eros Flame.
Ooh, that's why it's red.
That's right. That's why it's red. And it has a little bit of a it has a different scent profile compared to your typical Eros that you're gonna get. So you're gonna take a smell of that. So this one is going to be leaning, it has vanilla, so that's kind of the common attribute here, but it has more of a citrus with the orange. You're also gonna get some black pepper. I'm a huge fan. I actually like this one more.
I love this, and I like it more than Eros.
It's less loud. I find the Eros EDT can really gas you out in a
Yeah.
way if you overspray it. This one doesn't have the same issue. Has that creamy citrus, less loud. I think a little bit more applicable to a wide variety of people. I'd say it's a safer choice to go for if you're not trying to make such a statement.
It's not as clubby as the other one either.
But you can still see it's of the Eros DNA,
Yes.
no question about it. I think it's just that creamy vanilla top that you just get with this that's kind of shared here.
Yeah.
Also, probably, again, gonna have solid performance for me. I would say it's above average. I don't think it's as good as the typical EDT or the EDP version, but still good for me.
Yeah, I like that one.
All right, Courtney, so now for our next fragrance here from Versace, we have...
Blue Jeans.
Blue
This is
Jeans.
one I have never smelled before.
Okay, so this is originally unveiled in 1994, so it's
I can
kind of,
tell from looking at the bottle.
the bottle still gives off those vibes, These are commonly found at different discounting stores. I think you can usually get good deals on this one.
Like TJ Maxx, Marshalls, places like that.
Yeah, for the most part, Versace's almost like moved on from this one, positioning it. They have some other replacements, which we'll show in a little bit. So here we go. This, of all of them, might be the most synthetic smelling, but it's, to me, not terrible. It's versatile, it's blue, and it's kind of got that blue fragrance vibe, but a little bit more of a fougere. So you have this lavender off the top, you have citrus, vanilla, juniper, bergamot. So it's a good combination of that, but a little bit more aged in terms of what it's going for. You could tell this is not the most modern fragrance of all of them, which I would say Versace, among all designer fragrances, just feel the most modern. Like they almost set the tone for what a modern fragrance should smell like in a lot of ways. Then with like Dior. I think
This one does not give that vibe.
No.
I don't really care for it.
Okay.
But I see the type of person it could work for.
See, I like lavender. I mean, it's a very relaxing type of just, you see, like I'm getting sleepy right now just smelling this. But I don't know. I think it's just a good all-rounder.
Sure.
When you're talking about $20 though,
Oh, okay. Good value for what you're getting.
probably an older gentleman that's gonna wear this. No question about it to me. So probably not the one to go for if you're, say, a younger consumer.
I would say it's a little bit more mature than the other ones.
Agreed. But
Versace.
a legendary fragrance from Versace that I think you should at least smell once, and it only costs you $20 or so based on a lot of the prices I'm seeing online. For that, whatever, have some fun.
Yeah, nice blind buy.
Probably could blind buy that, yep. Okay, Courtney, so this is a fragrance that I know both of us like a lot, and I know you're familiar with it.
Dreamer.
Versace The Dreamer.
I adore that fragrance.
So interesting enough, this is also a 90s fragrance, just like Blue Jeans, and it does have...
I can see that.
it smells a little more aged, right? It's not the most modern smelling fragrance.
No, that's not a youthful one either, I would say.
Now this is a newer bottle, so they're the original formulation in 1996. They moved on from that, so in the last 10 or so years, they've been shifting it, and the note breakdown is different. This one still has a nice tobacco note to it, and that's, I think, still the element that I like about it. I find all my collection, tobacco is a common trait and note that I look for. You're also getting iris, juniper, amber in this fragrance, and I just think it's a relaxing type of just breakdown with the notes. So we'll spray it, but I know you're familiar with this one.
I do, and I love it, but I'll happily smell it again.
I love the atomizer on this thing too. It's got that giant kind of
The
castle,
button.
regal looking thing.
Yeah, I love this one. And I'll tell you guys a little secret. Teddy will sometimes spray fragrances before we go to sleep, and I hate when he does that, except for when he wears this one, because it is very calming and relaxing, which is great for bedtime.
Don't recommend that.
And I don't know if you're supposed to do that.
I'm probably doing something harmful to myself, but who knows?
But it is good for like a nighttime scenario. I wouldn't say maybe a date night, but just like if you're chilling at home, you're having a movie night, something like that that's very casual, chill, calming, relaxing.
Iris and lavender, those are two like notes that I think have that kind of relaxing tone to them. So I think that's what I get with this that's causing that to have that effect.
Yeah.
Performance, moderate, not the best. I'd say it's spring, probably the best time of year to utilize this, probably changing of the season. But a tobacco floral fragrance that I think is a solid one. And bottle's cool too, if that's worth something to you as well.
Yeah.
All right, so next here is actually the first Versace fragrance that I ever owned, Man Eau Fraiche. This one to me, similar to Pour Homme, more heavy on the citrus. So we'll let you smell it here. You're familiar with this one, though. I've worn this.
You don't wear that one as much as you used to.
No, I mean, now that I've just tried different things, and it's not as high on my list, but it's still a solid first, say, summer, spring fragrance. Definitely more summer.
Yeah. It
Doesn't
is
have
more
this-
citrusy than the other one.
Pour Homme also, I think these get paired all the time. I would say Pour Homme is a little bit more of a year-rounder. It has better performance. This one's not as good in the performance department.
And this one I would say is more spring summer. Like
Yes.
strictly, it's very citrusy.
Yeah, you're getting the lemon, bergamot, star fruit, getting some cedar and musk in the base. This was launched in 2006. So really what you're going for here is kind of that summer blast of just citrus.
This would work for the gym too, though.
Certainly, you could definitely wear this at the gym as well. So
Nice,
that's
fresh,
really what this one's for.
energizing. Yeah.
All right, Courtney, for our next pick here, we have Versace Dylan Blue. So this is maybe their most popular now, next to Pour Homme and Eros. I mean, these are probably the most popular, I would say, from Versace.
I see this one being talked about a lot online as well.
Yeah, this is their blue fragrance. And interestingly enough, this one was released like a year after Dior Sauvage, which is, I think everybody knows how popular that fragrance is, and has similar attributes to that in terms of the scent profile. You have really strong ambroxan off the top. It's, you know, a little bit chemical, and like if you spray too much of this during like the summer months, I think it can put people off, but also in the same way, very youthful. I could see this working great on a young guy. You're getting bergamot, grapefruit, incense. Incense note I can get in the dry down quite a bit actually. I do
I don't
notice
smell
that.
it here, but
No, probably not as much. Aquatic notes as well. This is just stereotypical blue fragrance, could be worn year round, versatile, perhaps safe. Some might say boring, but I actually like this more than Dior Sauvage. I don't know what your thoughts are on it.
I do as well. Dior Sauvage is not my favorite, but also boring is not a bad thing.
It's not. Safe is not a bad thing either. If you're talking about,
Especially with a fragrance, like you should enjoy it, but also you don't want to be choking everyone out or smelling horrible, right? The point of a fragrance is kind of just smell good to yourself and then to other people.
and remember the context here, when talking about Versace, like this is, I would say, an entry level type of like fragrance house. And when you're looking at this brand, you want that first, say, fragrance to really have the most versatility possible.
Yeah, especially if you only have one in your collection, you want one that's going to work all year,
I
which
think this
you
is-
get out of that.
This might be the safest choice if you're a younger guy to go for.
Yes.
This would probably be where I'd say to start with.
I could picture like a high school, college guy wearing
Yes.
that.
Yes, I think it's a great choice. Or it's a young professional. I think this is a good one to have. Or just have as like kind of a just dumb reach type of fragrance. if
Safe
you're-
office fragrance, not going to choke anyone out in the
Yeah.
elevator. Yeah.
Be careful. This can, I mean, that ambroxan note is strong off the top, so that's all I would
This
say.
is not one that you want to spray in your car before you walk into a building.
Yeah.
I would say give it a little.
Yeah. The performance here is not like eternal, but the really thing what I'm trying to hit at is ambroxan is not going to be for everybody, so you just kind of have to keep that in mind.
For sure. Right, last one here.
So here we have Oud Noir by Versace. Now this, honestly, right there with Pour Homme, might be my favorite. I really do enjoy this one. I used to love The Dreamer. I think this one has surpassed some other favorites from them. Now, the reason why I like this is it has more of a sophisticated type of smell, and that's because it has an oud note in it. Way less body in the oud than normal. Like oud is a kind of hit you in the face type of note. It doesn't work for everything. It has that woody type of accord off the top with the black pepper that I love black pepper just kind of openings. I think it just smells great. It's like refreshing and kind of has that like just fizzy type of open, which I like. So what are your thoughts on that one?
Yeah, I like it a lot. I've never smelled this one before.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to get your thoughts on this.
It's very different than all of those. I would say this would work for like a date night too. It's a little deeper, right, than the other ones.
Yeah, that's oud. You know, oud
Yeah.
like mostly is gonna be used by like oriental, like niche houses, like that are really trying to sample, like have crazy performance. The unfortunate reality with this one doesn't perform that well for an oud, but again, you're getting it for a designer price. Now, I
Right.
think this might be discontinued. I'm not actually sure about that, but I think they're moving on from it. But
Okay, I like it.
I do too. I think it's one of
It's
my
a great
favorites.
option too.
A little bit more mature, just given that it is going to be utilizing oud, but
I would say it's still pretty versatile though.
yes, I mean, oud is a fragrance. It can cut through the cold, but also I think it's light enough that it can be worn year round if it has the right just breakdown with the notes that it's utilizing. This one you also have patchouli, saffron, but really what I get is kind of that oud and just the black pepper on the
Same here, yeah. That's definitely what stands out the most. But nice.
Sweet. Well, all right, that is our list here today, looking at some Versace fragrances. I know many people have experiences with these, so please leave comments down below. What is your favorite Versace fragrance? Is there another one outside of these that we didn't look at today that you would recommend someone check out? If you had to pick one that was your favorite here, what would you pick?
Probably the red one.
Oh, Eros Flame. Eros Flame?
Yeah, I really like that one.
That's a solid one.
Yeah. What's your favorite? That one?
Either Oud Noir or Pour
I
Homme.
like that one too. I would say this one or the Flame. But that's what's fun about it. You find what works for you and you rock it. So
That's right. That's what it's all about. But guys, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. That's a huge help for the channel as we're just kind of getting started in our fragrance journey on YouTube, which I'm excited about. This is something that we both are very passionate about and we can share with each other, which I think is important.
We have these conversations off the camera too, so it's nice to bring them here for all of you guys to see.
That's right. So really would appreciate that. Also, leave some comments down below if you guys want things you want to see in the future. We have a lot of fun things planned and excited for you guys to come along on this journey with us.
Yeah, thank you all so much for watching, and we will see you all next time.